Yeah, that's right, we're back with another video. And today I'm pretty excited because I'm here at Concrete Waves, ready to try something a bit different. Now I have here the Duran Pro model board, and this is a bit of a big one. It's got the longest 17-inch wheelbase, and it's a whopping 34 inches long. So this is like a downhill sliding longboard. And if you check out any footage of Duran in action, he's there in the streets of San Francisco, bombing hills, going fast, and also combining it with techie street tricks. So it's all pretty inspiring. Now I've wondered for a while how this board would go in a bowl or a pool. I use it primarily for going downhill and sliding and sort of cruising about, but I think it could go really well in the pool. The one thing I'm concerned about is the tightness of the turn, what with that longer wheelbase. But I've got the 169 Indy trucks on with the medium bushings, and I've slackened those off a bit. I've also got the big 60mm downhill wheels on, so I'm thinking that this could go round with a bit of speed. And speed is so often my friend when I'm in the bowl. So I don't know quite what to expect. I'm still waiting for the bowl to dry out. We've got a bit of sort of dampness going on this morning, but it's burning through a treat, so I'm hopeful that it'll dry out pretty quick. Anyway, enough of my yakking. I'm going to get my pads on while I'm waiting, and then we can get into the bowl. I'm going to have a razz around, see what I can get going, and at the end of the video I'll reflect on how the longer wheelbase board performs in the bowl. Okay, the bowl's looking dry-ish at last. That took a bit longer than I thought, so go for the drop-in. Oh, this looks a bit like a snowboard. This is massive. I'll go for my sort of regular carving line, see if I can get that going. Oh, it's pretty fast. Oh, that's a lot of fun. I was finding it was getting quite deep on the grind straight away. I wasn't expecting that. And it's making me want to go for a 50-50 off the bat. I wonder how it's going to work. I might 50-50 into the pocket. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay, I might need to change my technique a bit because these wheels are not locking in quite the same as my Spitfires. Oh, that's better. Yeah, just had to be a little bit gentler with the cross lock. Let's try that again. See if I can take a bit more hip on the way in. Oh, a little bit. Okay, frontside grind. Go for another one. Oh, I tell you what, speed is not an issue on this board. Just pump and it goes. Let's go for a rock fakie. Oh, that is an awful lot of boards swinging out in front. Oh, it's so much fun. I think the things I'm finding is that one pump on this board really goes fast. And the second thing is just I need to slow everything down. So any jerky movements don't translate well. I need to be a bit smoother and also anticipate and spend a little bit less time trying to rush it. One more, here we go. Right, just need to slow everything down. Oh, it just happens so slowly. I reckon that's doable though. Oh crikey, making a bit of a meal of the frontside 50-50. I thought it'd be easier, but thinking about it with such a large board, it's definitely a different feel. This time I'm going to slow everything down, bend my knees a bit, relax, and see if I can just coast around, bring it back in. Oh my goodness. Oh, that made a healthy racket. Seemed to go on for quite a while. I think it's just because everything seems to happen in slow motion on this board. It's certainly not the easiest, but this is my first time on it trying to do frontside 50-50, so it's a bit of an adjustment. I'm trying to do some backside 50-50s as well, see if I can tie it all together, but I'm pretty excited. Need to get a few more of those. Okay, so that's the backside 50-50 grind in the bag, and it felt super slow-mo. I just had to slow everything down, bend my knees a bit more and not rush it. It made a right old racket as well, which is a lot of fun. And I think this board overall is just feeling like it's a bit of a change in gear. Just need to slow everything down, that wider stance, bend the knees. I think next up I want to get a few rock fakies just for the freakish element, see if that can lead me into some fakie carves on this board. Smooth fakie carve. Oh. Okay, tail stall. Whoa, there's a lot of board out in front. Okay, axle stall then. Oh! Fakey grind. This board feels the nicest ever for fakie carving. So smooth. I think it's a large sort of footprint wheelbase. Feels so smooth to go into the fakie carve. Okay, that's it for this video, and it's burnt through a treat and I got a bit of a sweat on. By the end I was having a lovely old time zipping round, but to start with I couldn't decide whether it was a good idea at all. I found it quite tricky to get used to the new feel, and the only way I can describe the longer wheelbase is that everything happens a little bit slower and takes a little bit more time. Some of the plus points of the longer wheelbase is I found it was really easy to pump speed, and I think the flight deck on this board was also giving me a bit of whip and helping that speed to develop. The 60mm wheels were certainly not holding back the speed either, so I think the strength of the longer wheelbase is carving around the bowl, and if you're looking for a board that's easy to get speed on and carve around, maybe get up, touch the trucks on the coping, then this setup is definitely worth a try. I'm a bit more lanky at 6'3", so I think if you're a bit smaller you might find the longer wheelbase even more of a tricky thing to negotiate. In terms of getting up on the coping, it's definitely harder. And that shouldn't have been a surprise to me because there's a lot of board wagging around there. Getting onto the 50-50 grind was a different feel. And again, it just took a little bit more finesse and just a little less rush in it. I found with a smaller board, I can just snap into it. And with this one, I had to just be a bit more gentle. I also found that these wheels didn't lock in on the coping the same as my Spitfires. Not quite as aggressive on the grippage, so I had to be a little bit more sensitive there. So let me know what you think of this setup in the comments below. And also feel free to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. As ever, my name's been John Bishop and I'm a middle-aged guy learning how to skate.